This is Narayana Murthy. I am listening to 104.2 your FM.
Special honor and opportunity to have a chat with Mr. Narayana Murthy. He's an Indian industrialist, software engineer, and founder and chairman emeritus of Infosys Technologies Limited. I'm sure we don't need to introduce more, but definitely an inspiration for many. Welcome to Bahrain, sir, and tons of wishes from 104.2 Your FM.
Well, thank you very much. I think it's always a pleasure to speak to the listeners of any radio, and therefore it's a big honor for me.
So when it comes to Bahrain, you have come here to get started with the Keen 4, the organizers of Keen 4, and this is the first time they are getting started with the Lifetime Achievement Award, and you're coming to Bahrain and the experience. How do you feel about it?
Well, it's a great privilege to come here for several reasons. One is this is one of the most modern dynamic economies. Second, I think it's also a very important financial hub in the MENA region. Third, I think when a set of high quality professionals invite you, show their affection, and request you to come and accept their award, I think it's a great privilege, and I'm very, very grateful to them.
Nice to know. On the front of your experience as an employee and as an employer, we have the 1st of May Labor Day coming up, and if we look forward to an insight from your experiences, what would it be with reference to for an employee as well as on the side from an employer?
Well, I think all of us have to remember that fairness in every transaction is extremely important, particularly between an employer and an employee. So therefore, we all have to follow the golden rule. Do unto others what you want them to do unto you. So every employer must ask the question, am I fair to this employee? Am I fair to the employee? Would I be happy if I were to receive this kind of treatment? So fairness is very important.
Keeping the young entrepreneurs in mind, what advice would you give to them at this point of time, especially the ones who are living away from the country as NRIs in Bahrain per se?
First of all, this is a time like never before. This is a time when entrepreneurship, particularly in the technology area, has thrown up a lot of heroes. I mean, you have the Mark Zuckerbergs, you have the Google founders, and in India you have Flipkart, you have Snapdeal, you have, in the exterior, Infosys, Wipro, many of these. So therefore, there is a lot of opportunity for converting an idea into jobs and into wealth. Never before this was as prominent as it is today. Therefore, our youngsters have to seek the power of entrepreneurship. Second, this is one of those rare times in the history of this world where India has received the attention of the entire world. Never before in the last 400, 500 years, as we do now, did India receive so much of respect from the whole world. Therefore, they have to be confident, and at the same time, they have a responsibility to conduct themselves as worthy citizens of this country and add value to this society. That's what I would say.
Thank you so much. On the perspective of dignity of labor, what would you suggest?
Well, I think that is one of the extremely important attributes, values that most societies, certainly most Asian societies, have to learn. What is important is to be honest, to have a good work ethic, to be decent and courteous in everything that we do. So therefore, it doesn't matter what job you do, how much money you earn. What matters is how you conduct yourself. And therefore, dignity of labor is a very, very important attribute of today's world.
So that was with reference to work culture, labor. Now, as a human being, you have seen the ups and downs of life. And there are so many aspects that you can always learn from. And with your insight, if you try to boil it down to a few words, what would be that one advice you'd like to give everybody as a human being, not necessarily as an employer or employee, but to live life to the fullest?
Well, I think the most important thing that we should all learn is to have courage. Courage to follow the value system that we all want to. Courage of conviction. Courage to stand for one's beliefs. Courage to do the unpopular thing. Courage to travel the road less traveled. Courage to take tough decisions, to transform the world. So I would say courage is very important. If there's one attribute that is required for other attributes to find expression, it is courage.
And so your message for the Indians living abroad per se in Bahrain as to, though they are staying far away from the country, how can they still contribute to the progress in the future?
Well, I think it's very important that a section of Indians have to leave the shores of India, seek opportunities elsewhere, and demonstrate that we Indians have something to contribute to those societies. It is very important that we Indians conduct ourselves as model citizens of those societies. Everybody should say, oh, we want more and more Indians. That will only happen if we conduct ourselves as honest, decent, courteous, peace-loving, harmonious, productive and value-based citizens or residents of any country that we go to. That's what I would say.
And so, last and final question. In your experiences of ups and downs in life, what was that point where you felt the lowest and that was probably the rock bottom and that's when you bounced up?
I'll tell you, we are an intelligent democracy at Infosys. Every decision we discuss, debate, and finally come to an agreement and take the decision. Therefore, I don't think we have gone through any such difficult period because, as you know, in a democracy, you discuss and debate. There's always an opposition. So therefore, major disasters are avoided in a democracy. So I don't know, I would say, whether there was any such thing. But in every situation, we realized that we could have done things better. There were lessons for us to improve. So we constantly improve. That's what I would say.
Great, sir. And any future plans that we should look forward to coming from you and your experience?
No, I think given that, I have retired from Infosys, this is the time for me to spend with my grandchildren. So, no great future plans.
I think that is the greatest future plan, to spend time with your grandchildren, the next generation. Thank you so much, sir.